Hello everyone. So in this video we will discuss 2017 question paper. Okay, under merger. RK and SK Limited agreed to amalgamate and form a new company called RKS Limited. Please look at the previous 2016 question paper. Okay, there there were two companies, Akash and Vikas. Akash Limited acquired Vikas Limited. So there only the existing company acquired, okay, the another existing company. Whereas here there are two companies. There are two existing companies, RK and SK, and these two companies will be take merged. These two companies will be liquidated and form a new company called RKS. This is a different case. The purchase consideration is agreed at rupees 12 lakh for RK Limited and 14 lakh 40,000 for SK Limited. Okay, the purchase consideration is 12 lakh for RK and SK, for SK 14 lakh 40,000 to be settled by issue of equity shares at a premium of 20%. And these 12 lakh and 14 lakh 40,000 should be discharged discharged by equity shares at a premium of 20%. The asset and liabilities taken over by RKS Limited. Look at here, they are not given balance sheet, they are given only items, particulars RK and SK. Land and building 8 lakh 6 lakh, plant and machinery 5 lakh 5 lakh 50. So land and building is non-current asset, plant and machinery is non-current asset, furniture and fixture 3 lakh 5 lakh, it is also non-current asset. Stock and data is current asset 2 lakh 2 lakh 50,000, cash and bank 1 lakh 1 lakh 50,000, current asset. Okay, and these are all assets. Okay, these are all assets. Next we'll go to liabilities. So creditor is a liability, bank overdraft is a liability, bank loan is a liability, and 14% debentures is a liability. Under that, creditor is current liability, bank overdraft is current liability. We have 1 lakh 50, 3 lakh 50, 1 lakh, and bank loan is non-current liability, 1 lakh 50, 1 lakh 50. 15% debenture is non-current liability. We have 4 lakh, 3 lakh. You are required to pass journal entries and prepare opening balance sheet in the books of RKS Limited under the assumption that amalgamation is in the nature of merger. Now you have to pass opening entries in the books of RKS Limited, and also you need to prepare balance sheet. Okay, and the method is they are only given in the question. It is amalgamation in the nature of merger. Now we know the method of amalgamation, that is amalgamation in the nature of merger or pooling of interest method, both are same. And the method of PC is directly given in the question, so it's a lump sum method. And see, so they've asked us to what is it? Pass only opening entries. So what we will do, we'll even close the entries. We'll close the books of accounts under RK and SK Limited. Then we'll pass incorporation entries in the books of RKS, and also we'll prepare balance sheet. Now we will go to answer. Okay. First is very important. See, calculation of PC. Okay. PC, it is already given in the question. Okay, it's a lump sum method. Directly you can write like this. Okay, calculation of PC. So calculation of PC for which method? RK Limited. The PC is already given. How much we have? 12 lakh we have. Okay, the PC is 12 lakh. So calculation of PC under lump sum method. See, when you are closing books, please keep it in mind. You have to close the books under RK and also under SK Limited. Under both the companies, we need to close the books. Okay. And next, here, but the purchase consideration given 12 lakh, and they're issuing discharge of PC is what? They're issuing equity shares of rupees. Equity shares at a premium of 20%. So by equity shares 12 lakh. So done. Now we have to close the entries. So I've told you first we'll discuss only under RK Limited, and this is very important. Please keep it in mind. We are closing the books of accounts under amalgamation in the nature of merger. Amalgamation in the nature of merger. See, the first entry will be always when assets are taken over. When assets are taken over, okay. Please keep it in mind. The first entry will be, what is it? Realization account debtor. Okay, when assets are taken over, the first entry will be realization account debtor to all assets. See, when it comes to this account, please be careful. You have to take all assets except fictitious asset, except that is discount issue of share, debenture, underwriting commission, preliminary expenses, and debit panel account. Apart from these, you have to take all assets. So realization account debtor to land and building. This will be the same for amalgamation in the nature of merger or amalgamation in the nature of, what is that? Purchase. So look at here, we have 8 lakh, 5 lakh, 3 lakh. Okay, we have how much? You have to record the same. Please keep in mind, always when you're passing this entry, you have to write only book value. Please keep in mind, let it be merger or purchase method, you have to write only book value. So look at here, 8 lakh, 5 lakh, 3 lakh, 2 lakh, 1 lakh. If you total, it will be 19 lakh. So realization account data 19 lakh to all these assets, being transfer of assets to realization account. And when it comes to merger, please keep in mind, in this question, they have not given any reserve. They have not given any reserve. So when it comes to merger, you have to take all reserve except equity share capital, preference share capital. You have to debit all these liabilities in the realization account. I mean passing. When it comes to ledger account, it will be credited here. Okay. Now look at here. So I'm telling you once again, any reserve except equity share capital, preference share capital, you have to transfer all reserves and all liabilities to realization account only under amalgamation the nature of merger. When it comes to purchase method, you have to transfer only liabilities, and if there is any statutory reserve to be maintained, then you have to transfer only statutory reserves under realization account. Okay. Now look at here. We have creditors account 1 lakh 50. Only you have to look at RK Limited. Okay, don't look at SK. SK we'll discuss later. So creditors 1 lakh 50, 50, bank order 50, bank loan 1 lakh 50, and 15% debenture 4 lakh. So totally, if you total, you will get 7 lakh 50,000 being transfer of liabilities and to realization account. This journal entry, see, this journal entry is standard only. But thing is that when it comes to merger, you have to take even reserve and surplus, all reserve, all reserve and surplus. But when it comes to purchase method, you have to take all liabilities and only statutory reserve under realization account. Okay, the next one. Okay, next, PC amount, PC due. Okay, purchase consideration due. Now, who has to pay PC here? RKS Limited. RKS Limited account data 12 lakh to realization account 12 lakh. This entry will be same even for merger method. See, I'm simultaneously explaining for both merger and also purchase method. Okay, RKS Limited account data 12 lakh to realization account 12 lakh being purchase consideration due. Next, they are discharging through issue of equity shares. So what you have to write? Equity shares in RKS Limited account 1 lakh to RKS Limited, which is debited here, will be credited here. Equity shares in RK Limited account data 1 lakh to RKS Limited account data being PC due discharged by the issue of equity shares. Next one. See, look at here. Totally we have 19 lakh here. Okay, 19 lakh, and here the PC is how much? Total assets is we have 19 lakh, whereas liabilities 7 lakh 50,000 we have, and PC is 12 lakh we have. So if you total this one, 7 lakh 50 plus 12 lakh, it will be 19 lakh 50. Whereas total assets are how much? 19 lakh. That means here the credit side is more and debit side is less. So we will get a profit that is 50,000. I'll repeat, 7 lakh 50 plus 12 lakh. So when you prepare ledger account, you will get to know. Okay, 7 lakh 50 plus 12 lakh, it will be 19 lakh 50 minus 17 lakh is 50,000. That is a profit. So realization account data to equity shareholders account 50,000, 50,000 being profit and realization transfer to shareholders account. Next, the same amount, the equity shareholders PC will be final payment will be done. Equity shareholders account data 12 lakh to equity shares in RKS Limited 12 lakh being final payment made to equity shareholders. So all these journal entries you have to remember, okay, which are very important, and closing. Next we'll go to SK. For SK, the PC amount is how much? 14 lakh 40,000. Okay, so 14 lakh 40,000, and discharge is also by issue of equity shares. And once again, you have to pass the same journal entries. Okay, you have to credit all, you have to take all assets. So if you total, you will get 20 lakh 50,000. Realization account data, look at here, land and building 5 lakh 50, furniture, stock and debtors, and cash in bank. Okay, being assets transferred to realization account. And you have to take all liabilities including reserves. But in this question, we don't have any reserves. We don't have any reserves under merger. So we have to take only liabilities. 3 lakh, 1 lakh, 1 lakh 50, and 3 lakh. It will be 8 lakh 50. And the PC is how much? 14 lakh 40,000. Third entry will be RKS Limited account 14 lakh 40,000 to realization account 14 lakh 40,000 being PC due. and the same will be discharged through issue of equity shares. So equity shares in RKS Limited, equity shares in RKS Limited 14,40,000 to RKS Limited 14,40,000 due discharge by the issue of equity shares. And now look at here, we have 8,50,000 and we have 12,40,000. Sorry, 14,40,000. If you total, it will be around 22,90,000. Total liabilities and PC will be how much? 22,90,000. Whereas here we have got 20,50,000. That means liabilities and PC is more than assets by how much? 2,40,000. That is profit. Realization account debtor 2,40,000 to equity shareholders account 2,40,000. Being profit and realization transfer to shareholders account. Next, the same amount will be paid to equity shareholders. Equity shareholders account debtor 14,40,000 to equity shares in RKS Limited 14,40,000. Being final payment made. So we have closed the entries of both RK and also SK Limited. We have closed the entries of both RK and also SK Limited. Now, what we are supposed to do is we have to pass the incorporation entries. Okay, in the books of RKs. Please keep it in mind. The closing entries will be done in the vendor name, whereas opening entries always will be done in the name of RKs, that is purchasing company. Okay. The first entry is always same. What is the first entry? Business purchase account data. You have to total 12 lakh. PC is how much? 12 lakh plus 14,40,000. It will be 26,40,000. Business purchase account data 26,40,000 to liquidate of RK. For RK they are paying 12 lakh. For SK they are paying 14,40,000. Being purchase consideration due. The second one is what? And here also you should be careful. See, here also while passing incorporation entries, you take all assets except fictitious asset and all liabilities except equity share capital and preference share capital under which one? Under merger. When it comes to purchase method, you have to take all assets except fictitious asset and only liabilities. You should not take capital, you should not take reserve. Okay, even you should not take statutory reserve, because for statutory reserve will pass separate journal entry. Okay, you have to take only liabilities under incorporation and incorporation entries, that too under purchase method. But this is a merger, so we have to take all assets except fictitious, all liabilities except share capital. But we don't have any reserves here, so we'll take only liabilities given. So what you do, you have to total 4 plus 6, 14, 5 plus 5 lakh 50, it will be 10 lakh 50, 3 plus 5, 8 lakh, 2 plus 2.5, it will be 4.5 lakh, 1 lakh plus 1 lakh 50, 2.5 lakh. So I told you always when you're passing incorporation entries, let it be merger or let it be purchase method, you have to leave one line space. So leave one line space. Okay. Next, creditors 1 lakh 50 plus 3 lakh 4 lakh 50, 50 plus 1 lakh 1 lakh 50, 1 lakh 50 plus 1 lakh 50, it will be 3 lakh 50, 4 plus 3 will be 7 lakh. So all liabilities you have to take, and even business purchase account you have to take. Business purchase, how much we have in the first journal entry only? We have 26 lakh 40,000. So if you total, credit column will be more than the debit column. Okay, and I already told you to leave one line space, so that will be called as, see, you can write it as even general reserve. You can write it as general reserve. Okay, please keep it in mind. Instead of what is that, amalgamation adjustment account, you can write general reserve within bracket capital loss. If you want, you can show this capital loss. Okay, instead of this one, you can write it as capital loss. Okay, you can show like this: capital loss 2,90,000 we have. Okay. We are done with second journal entry. The next one we have is, what is it? Sorry, just a minute. Okay. Next, the third entry which you have to pass is, okay, whatever you have credited here, the same should be debited. RK's limited account 1 lakh and SK limited 14 lakh 40,000. Now these two will be paid out. Okay, 1 lakh 40,000 to equity share capital. See, you have to separate it. Total, though the share capital is 26 lakh 40,000, you have to store this 26 out of 26 lakh 40,000. 22 lakh is what is the share capital, and 4 lakh 40,000, 26 lakh into 100 divided by 120, if you do, you'll get a share premium how much? 4 lakh 40,000 you will get. So 26 lakh 40,000 being purchase consideration paid. Okay, this is what is that? Incorporation entries in the books of RKS Limited. But in this question, they have asked us to pass only incorporation entries. I have explained even closing entries also. The next, we need to prepare balance sheet. Now, this is very, very important. When you are preparing balance sheet, okay, you should be careful here. Look at here. Now we need to prepare balance sheet. For balance sheet, what we are supposed to do is, okay, balance sheet of RK Limited as on, because they have not given date. So equity and liabilities, note number rupees. Under shareholders fund, we have only equity shares. Correct? No, we have only equity share. We have only equity share. So equity share capital, how much we have? 22 lakh we have, and security premium how much we have? 4 lakh 40,000 we have. Look at your shareholders fund. Under that equity share capital 2 lakh. Under reserve and surplus, share premium how much we have? 4 lakh 40,000 we have. Share premium 4 lakh 40,000 we have. You have to write the same. And next one, look at here. This is general reserve. Already I have told you general reserve capital loss. So capital loss is a negative value. Okay, you have to write under what is it? Reserve and surplus. General reserve capital loss. So since it is a capital loss, you have to write within bracket. You can do it in two ways. You can write in the column 4 lakh 40 minus 2 lakh 90, or you can do like this also. Okay. And when it comes to liabilities, what is it? Liabilities. Look at here. We have current, how many liabilities? 4 liabilities we have. Under that, 2 are non-current. Bank loan and debenture is non-current, and these 2 are current. So 3 lakh plus 7 lakh is non-current. So non-current liabilities, secured loans, 15% debenture, 7 lakh. Bank loan, 3 lakh. Okay, and unsecured will be nil. And we have 2 current liabilities. Creditors, bank overdraft. So creditors is 4 lakh 50 and bank overdraft is 1 lakh 50. And the current you have to show 4 lakh 50, 1 lakh 50. Now, if you total all positive value and you have to minus this capital loss, you have to minus this capital loss, then we will get 39 lakh 50,000. Okay. Next, we'll go to assets. Okay. We'll go to assets. Total liability is 39 lakh 50,000. We'll go to assets. Under assets, look at here. These 3 are non-current. So 14 lakh, 10 lakh 50 and 8 lakh. Under assets, fixed on current 14, 10 lakh 50 and 8 lakh. And these 2 are current. These 2 are current. So under current, stock 4 lakh 50 and cash 2 lakh 50. If you total, the amount will be how much? 39 lakh 50,000. So the balance sheet will be simple. Okay, the balance sheet will be shareholders fund. Okay, 22 lakh, 4 lakh 40. So we get loss 7 lakh, 3 lakh, 2 lakh 50, 4 lakh 50,000, 1 lakh 50. If you total, you will get 39 lakh 50,000. Okay, this is balance sheet of RKS. Balance sheet of RKS Limited, okay, which is very, very important. So we have passed opening entries, we have passed closing entries, and also we have prepared balance sheet of RKS Limited. Okay, I hope the concept is clear. If you're having any doubt, please clarify your doubts through WhatsApp, or we will have a separate class for clarifying doubts. I hope the concept is clear. Thank you.